We're here on Instagram.
Oh no, you mentioned Clinton.
Yep.
You mentioned Adeshewa.
All right, so let's get started. Let's make sure. That's what I was trying to do. What's going on Instagram? Age Sinkara. Lola Emojewu. Shout out to you. All right.
Kill people's names in the process.
May God help us.
Okay.
May God
up,
help
guys?
us. What's going on? All right. So we're live. What's going on Facebook and YouTube? Shout out to you. If you rather hang out with us on Facebook and YouTube, I think all you have to do is go to lolaandola.com/live. I think. Don't quote me on it, but you can easily Google Lola and Ola on any of those platforms and it will come right up. All right. So you probably, if you care about the optics, what's going on, babe?
Nothing much.
Nothing.
We've not been here in how many weeks, baby?
Like a few weeks.
I think it's been months, actually.
Like a
Maybe
few
not
weeks.
weeks.
Oh, let me talk about what we're talking about
It's
today.
been months.
By the way, before we do too much banter, we're talking about the topic today is precisely, where is it? Oh my God. Should your wife come first? Okay, I have it on the screen. What's going on? Somebody's hanging out here with us. This is the topic. Should your wife come before your family? That's the topic. What's going on? David, love Janet. I know who that is. That's Janet. Hi, Janet.
Yeah, I know who that
Good
is.
to see you, Janet. We haven't seen you in a while.
Janet.
But we understand. Okay. We understand. All right. She said YouTube reminded me. Glad to see you too. Yeah, David and Janet from UK. Yeah. All right. And I have my brother DJ Dime here. What's going on, brother?
DJ Dime.
Yeah.
He's always coming in here and there.
Yes, DJ
What's
Dime,
up,
Mama
brother?
Ibrahim. Shout out to mommy too.
Yes,
Tell her I
ma'am.
say hello.
Family all the way.
Yeah. Should your wife come before your family? He said the question is very, very tough. Right? The question is very, very tough. But before we dive in through that, let's really go quickly. Babe, what's going on with you? How was everything
Good.
over this time period?
Oh.
You forgot to tell us that you're now in the 40-40 club. Yeah!
Oh my God! I forgot.
Yeah.
Jesus.
She's now in the 40-40 club. She turned
Oh my
40.
goodness. I turned 40. Oh, Jesus is Lord. Well, all glory to God. You know, I feel like 40 sneaked up on me.
Me too.
Honestly,
Even though I've been here for a year and change.
I don't feel like 40 inside of me. Thank God. Not yet. I'm not feeling any pains yet. Thank God. But yes, it's pretty scary that 40 just came like that.
Just like that.
Because it made me remember when I was 18, 19, 20. I'm like, wait, what? I was just 21 when?
Me too. I feel the same way.
And the older you get, the faster the years go by. So I was somewhere the other day and they asked me what my age is. And I totally forgot for a minute. So maybe that's the 40 creepy. That's the 40 thing. I forgot for a minute. I was like, oh shit, I'm 40. And the lady looked at me. She was like, don't worry. As the year goes by, you will keep forgetting. Like it's something that you consistently have to, scratch your brain to remember. I was like, wow.
Well, DJ Dime says, happy birthday to you. 40 is the new 30.
Thank you, DJ Dime. I do feel like 30, but I would say my test has changed.
Rosetta 93 Curtis says, you don't look like it.
Thank you.
I don't think she looks like it either.
I appreciate that. I still want to, I feel like I don't want to club no more, but I want to go out to lounges more, like go to bars and do more of subtle things like karaoke and You
want to get out there. Are you sure it's because you're 40 or because this COVID house? Oh.
No. I've been feeling like that for a few years now. When you go out there and you have 21, 22-year-old kids out there, the way they carry themselves is kind of different from the way you carry yourself. So, they're hyper, they're excited. I remember when I was 18, I was exactly the same way. But now you're like kind of,
this is
you've seen it all.
It's people like you.
What's the big deal?
You are the definition of Kosaru Bungana.
Well, excuse me.
That's a compliment, by the way.
I know it's a compliment. Excuse me. Yes.
Jenna says, happy birthday
agree.
to you, sis Lola.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Janet.
Yeah.
Yes, I am one of those people. I'm sorry, forgive me. When you see me, I'm gonna be that Kosarubon Ghana because I really do not feel like my age and I feel very young.
Arubo is gonna skip up on you too.
And I'm gonna probably offend some people that will say, she doesn't know that she's old.
DJ Sam say IG is messing up. You know what?
It is.
I have an idea. Oh, let's see. Yeah.
You have an idea why it's messing up?
Yeah, I have an idea. We'll probably need to turn this off and keep that on. Go on airplane mode. I have an idea. We should be back on now. Yeah, we went on airplane mode. Sorry about that. I think somebody was trying to call in.
Oh.
Sorry about that. But again, feel free to join us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where we're hanging out as well. So we're everywhere. You can always find us. All right.
Yes.
So let's go. Let's see. She said, I hope you'll be taking your husband to them lounges.
Yes, so I'm not going by myself.
Yeah.
I'm not going. And from time, to be fair, from time, we've always we hang out together most of the time. And the few times that we don't hang out together, it's kind of awkward because then people come and they were like, where's Ola? You know.
It's either that or people will hit on you. People that don't know you will hit on you. It's those that know me that's asking.
Where's your husband? Because, we hang out a lot together. We're out there a little bit. Even though right now we've been laying low, but I'm ready to turn up after this COVID because I am tired of being home. I need some fun. I need some vacation. I need to enjoy my
So DJ Dime, I think it's better now, right? It should be better now, right? It should be better. So there's this quick thing that I want to discuss really quick. My wife sent it to me and I thought it was funny before we dive into the topic of the day. Some Zikoko, okay, let me take this out. Some Zikoko Guide to Dating a Nigerian Babe with Flat Stomach by Kunle Ologunro. So I just wanted to make sure I give credit to whom credit is due, by Kunle Ologunro. So I thought it was funny as hell. And let's dive in through it. So we got the first one here. It goes. First one says, first of all, you yourself, do you have flat stomach? After all, you cannot lack something and be looking.
Oh, you cannot lack something that you are looking for.
Yeah, you can read it better.
This is true because most of the time people are looking for something, but they don't even have what they're looking for. It's like when you try the old.
We don't care if it's true. It's just funny.
Yeah, but it's true now. I mean, I can relate to that.
First of all, okay, there you go. Let me have it, baby.
Yes, go ahead.
After all, you cannot lack something and be looking for it in someone else. I mean, it's true, but it's funny at the same time.
It's very true.
Yeah. The second one says, where in the 7 commandments did you see thou shalt make flat stomach your dating criteria? Show me and I will personally help you find someone with flat stomach. I guess that's a losing battle right there. The third one says, let me ask, that flat stomach you are looking for in your partner, what do you want to use it for? Show off
or what?
Or wet? And this one, okay, let's even assume that you meet someone with flat stomach. Has that ended all the problems you are battling with? Answer now. And the fifth one says, stop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See, this is what I deal with in my life. Fifth one says, or did your Babala will command you to bring a babe with flat stomach? The sixth one says,
maybe insisted on sharing this thing.
You don't vex. Why? You're feeling bored because you don't hear clap? If this is on Clubhouse now, everybody will be like, hey. You don't vex. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, by the way, the after party is on Clubhouse after this is 3 o'clock. You don't vex. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me tell you how to meet a babe with flat stomach. Okay, I think let me see. I think I showed the wrong one there, but let's go to the right one, which is this last one. Date a snake. Now them get flat stomach pass. Love and light in your latest relationship. May your part stay flat, boss. So I thought that was funny. I wanted to share that really quickly. So now let's dive in.
Can I have my phone back? Because that's what the story we're sharing
I
is.
threw your phone to the side. Sorry.
Thank you.
All right, so now let's go into. Now I'm going to be asking you questions, babe, regarding this question.
Right.
And I'm going to be asking DJ Dime. I'm asking Patricia. Hi, Patricia. I'm going to be asking Miss Chinye.
Hi, Patricia.
Shout out to all you guys. So now, the first question: should your wife come before your family? To you.
To me, it's a yes now.
It's your life.
Which kind of damn question is that? It's a yes, because the Bible said a man shall leave his family and cleave to his wife. Even before I saw that Bible part, I already knew your spouse should be.
Why? Because you were selfish. This time you have a Bible verse to support your point, but were you selfish at the time?
It's not about being selfish. How is it that women are so quick to get that point? They leave their family, they marry their husband, but men are not. They don't understand cleaving with their wives.
DJ Man, DJ Dan, what are you saying yes to? Should your wife come before your family? What are you saying yes to? So I'm clear here. Should your wife come before your family? Just in case some people need it to hear my accent here. Yeah, so should your wife come before your family? What is the right answer here? So you think yes. Janet, let me go to Janet. Janet, what do you think, Janet? Janet, you could shed some light on this for us. Should your wife come before your family? Okay, so let's go straight to the second question. Because this is a question we're going to be discussing more in an intense way. She agrees, he agrees with you that the wife, but I need to know why. So your wife was why? Because of the Bible verse. What about before that? Because she was selfish.
Because that's who you're gonna build a family with. You're starting your own family now. Okay. Your parents have their own family.
So you say you're gonna build a family with. Are you saying that wife is not yet a family?
Wife is a family, but you're gonna have kids together and start your own tradition and do your own things together. That's who's gonna be there for you for emotional support. Your wife is the one that is going to suffer with you when you are going through stuff. Your wife is the one that is going to go through the highs and the lows of your life with you. Your parents only know you as a child. Your wife is the one that is going to know the adult you. Your parents can never know you like your wife knows you in that adulthood.
Them no go agree, yo. They
can't. They just can't.
Them no go agree.
So, to me, your wife is always priority over your family.
DJ Dime! DJ Dime!
Happy New Year's!
What's going on, brother?
What's going on? How you doing, man?
Good to see you, man. I think I haven't seen you in like 10 years straight, face to face.
Yes.
I mean, I think I've run into you a couple of times, maybe at like events.
Events, yes. So let's dive in through this real quickly. Should your wife come before your family? You already said yes. Why? Why did you say yes?
I mean, when, like your wife said, it's always good to, because you start your own family. You should always put her first, because now you got to build your own tradition, with your own village. You know, so
right.
You always try to focus on her because you chose her. You know, I mean, before your wife came to your life, you had your family at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so everything you did for your family, but now you started your own village. So you got to focus on your wife and, try to build your village, try to make the best, be a good husband.
Right.
Like that. But now, you guys should switch the question around.
Should your family come before your wife?
Yeah.
Well, that would give us the same answer from you, no?
That question right there.
Oh, should your family come before your wife? That's a little tricky. Because now we're talking about your children involving before your wife. Is that what you're saying?
No. Should your husband come before your family?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Whoa, that's what he's saying. Oh.
Yes. Your husband has to come before your family. But I feel like it's easier for women to
That's the problem. I think most women already kind of leave that life.
Yeah, I feel like women are ready for that. They're going to their husband's house. But I feel like men are never ready for that. They're like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's like he's always sneaking up on them. So, yeah, I agree with you. Your spouse has to come. It's more like your spouse has to come before your family.
So Janet says, yes, but wisdom in all things and on how things are handled. The family in an emergency can come first in certain scenarios, like sacrificing something monetarily for a season if the husband's family needs help for a moment. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with that question because sometimes it's all about sacrifice. When you both married, you come to agreement that you got to be there for each other.
Yeah.
No matter ups and downs. If you're going through emotional issues, you're going through financial issues, you got to be there for each other. Don't get me wrong, all marriage is not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that.
Don't we know? Don't we know?
Marriage is the best thing ever.
Oh, four. Let's get it. Say yes. My wife would definitely come before my family.
So now this takes me to my own question.
Okay.
What do you have you seen the Meghan Markle interview with Oprah?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see it? Did you hear about the story of how they exited the UK though?
No, I didn't say anything on that.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's no more officially. He's now occupying the official position of a prince.
Of a prince.
And he left.
Oh.
And it leaves. Prince Harry now lives in Los Angeles. He first escaped to Canada, and now they live in Los Angeles. And they did a big expose type of interview with Oprah.
Right.
With all, well, there's a lot of information in there, including racism and stuff. But what we're focused on here is that would you, in that kind of scenario, he left everything.
Everything he knows.
The biggest monarchy that human history has ever known, right? He left everything, including they took his security away because of his wife.
His wife and his kid.
Would you do that?
Okay, what was the reason that he
Racism. They were asking questions like, "What's the color of our baby gonna look like?" She claimed that she was tormented mentally.
Yes.
Even to the point of suicidal thoughts. So
the press basically in the UK, okay, the press, they're always comparing her with Kate. That's William's wife. And they always talk about Meghan's upbringing, where she grew up. The mother is black, the father is white. So they say that the mother grew up among gangsters and stuff like that. Like, just basically saying that she's beneath,
she's lower.
Royal, the kind of family she married into. And the press say all kind of bad things about that, racial things.
So we knew that the press was doing that,
Yeah.
but the expose now also, it's like an accusation against the monarchy was also doing that too.
Right.
Inside.
And because they didn't speak against it.
Right.
So they didn't speak.
Because
they
they
didn't
didn't speak
defend
against
Meghan. They didn't say, you know what, this is our family. We don't want you talking about our wife like that. So she started having suicidal thoughts, and she even asked that she wanted to go get help. And they told her no, that she can't have professional help. So it got to the point where Harry had to make a decision for his wife and himself and said, you know what, I'm stepping back from these royal duties and whatever I do here, I'm stepping back because you're not defending my wife, you're not taking care of her. Even the son they had is not considered a prince.
Right.
He has no title because he's half black. So he had
That's what she claimed.
That's what she claims.
Okay.
They are always, I think the monarchy is scared of a black man becoming the king of England someday. I mean, it's a big deal.
Starting with being a part of the family, period.
So they had to escape England to come here. And because of that, they took Prince Harry's security away from him. So that's like threatening him. Like,
Yep.
If you don't come back, we cut you off completely. So what do you feel about that? I mean, for me personally, I think he's such a brave man. He did what most people can do.
Let him answer.
Okay.
Before I go to you really quickly, Jenna says, I watched the interview. It was good. The husband found his own voice in his family, even if the wife is the figurehead of it all. What do you think, brother?
All right. Well, in that situation, I think it's more of a family affair, family situation. When he married her, right? Did they know anything about the lady that he married?
That's a good question. It's the first question Oprah asked.
Yeah, because if for you to marry someone, you gotta know the family. You gotta know the history of the girl. You gotta know what she's about, where she's from. If she's a good lady, she's a positive energy. Those are things that you're supposed to look at before you get married.
Before you get married to someone.
But people don't do that anymore.
So, I don't know.
Do they?
No. What do you mean? Like, find out? Oh, I was going to push against what you just said, but you're right that it was actually a practice back in the days to do research.
Yes.
And, I would say over the past
our grandparents did
2 to 3 decades, that declined heavily, but people are starting to preach that more, that you should find out about the people you're getting into a marriage with.
Right.
But the truth is that people don't. People fall in love. That's what they do.
People fall in love before they even figure out, let me find out about this person.
Yeah.
Let me see what's still about, where she's about, where she's from.
Yes.
So basically, I think that was probably the situation.
Yeah, because she said she never Googled her husband.
Yeah, she said she never Googled her husband.
Like, wait, what?
I mean, it's Prince Harry.
That's crazy.
I know that is crazy, right?
How can you not know about Prince Harry? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But I think what he did was not the right thing he should have done. He should probably just stick in and try to convince the family to give her, to understand that she's the woman he married. This is the person that he loves. This is the person.
I mean, I guess part of the claims is that he didn't have a voice himself too. I mean, this is bigger than life. The monarchy is bigger than life.
All right, let's do this. For example, look at Coming to America. You seen Prince Hakeem?
Yes.
How he went to America to look
for a wife.
The experience wants him to marry someone is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he decided to go marry in America and brought her to the culture, and now they got multiple kids and a son, a bastard son that he found out about in the next movie. So
right.
It's a man supposed to decide basically who he wants to be with, where he wants to go, he wants to move, So he probably was just doing that just to get out the whole edict of people talking about his relationship, his issues with his wife, to try to make the problem not to be a center of attention anymore. So that's probably what he did. But I don't agree with that. But
let's see some of this comment. I see some interesting comment here, brother. Yes, wife first because you married her. Okay, sweet faith. I feel like I could have guessed that you would say that. But thanks. I think my wife agrees with you too. I don't think people fall in love. I think people settle for less. What? They don't take their time. What do you think about that?
I don't agree with that.
Whose standard is less? Who determine what was less? That's what I would want to know. In that
maybe some people settle for less, but there are people that are falling in love out here and they just go with their head.
I think that's what most people do personally.
They don't think about it,
But I'm trying to see where she's coming from when she says settle for less. Who gets to determine what's less? The person that is settling or the person that's observing? What if they don't feel like they were settling for less? Right?
That's true.
I'm just asking, sweet faith. Yeah. What I mean, what does settle for less mean exactly? Say that again. Sorry, brother.
I say, you can add another person to the Instagram. They got a 4-way.
I know we can do that now. Yeah, so please feel free to.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Lord
can add
have
up to 4
mercy.
people. Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
That's like Clubhouse, kind of.
All right.
A
So
lot of
somebody said.
energy.
Jenna said exactly. The courtship was very hard to me. She definitely knew the media and press slaughtered her before she got married. I agree with the brother on Instagram. Or he's on Instagram. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is kind of weird, and this is the point where a lot of millennials, not Gen Zs. Gen Zs are wiser. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. You can attack me if you want. I'm talking about millennials. This is where a lot of millennials would want to attack somebody
You're
because
not a millennial, this brother. You don't get to call
I'm
us
almost
names.
a millennial. and there's a big problem with people that are in the border like me. People that are in between, right? I was born late 79. And people in between, just like the people in between millennial and Gen Z, they are confused as hell. But anyway, conversation for another day. Right? If this is where they get confused because they're saying no, but don't blame the woman. Dude, we're not talking about that. We're not blaming the woman right now. We're just trying to unpack what happened. If you go knowing what you know right now, hindsight 2020, right? Would you go into a marriage not knowing not Googling the person? What do you mean you didn't Google the person? Everything you want to research, the first place you go to Google, even if it's just ordinary to sip on this red cup, you Google it. So what do you mean? Can you explain to me what it means when you didn't Google the name of the person you're about to marry for a lifetime? Starting with that, I'm not saying that's all you should do,
Right.
but at least let's see if this person was arrested 3 years ago. Maybe they were arrested with Hush Puppy last year or something, right? So we can ask, not to shut it down, just to ask some more questions, right? I'm of the opinion that people fall in love. That's what they do, and that's not a crime.
No, it's
The
not.
problem is that people also take an offense when you say that. That is not a crime that you did that. It just means there's something we could learn from. People fall in love. That's precisely what they do. They justify everything else with logic. But 85% of the time, they are driven by emotions. I didn't say that. That's studies. All everywhere. In sales, in relation, everywhere. People are driven by their emotions.
Well, I think Prince Harry was very brave to have taken that step. But you know what my biggest fear is?
That's true.
My biggest fear is that he's going to resent his wife at some point if he cannot handle it. Because all he's ever known is that monarchy. So when you go from an extreme to an extreme, the outcome is usually bad.
Yeah.
They need a balance of how they can, like
Now,
you said, figure it out
babe,
with the family.
Back to the original question. You don't feel he did the right thing by making sure of the welfare of his wife first? Before sorting out the whole monarchy, his position in monarchy, or you called it family affairs. You don't think so? I'm asking you.
That question's for me.
Yeah, Femi.
It's like an open-ended question.
Yeah.
Right.
It was designed that way. I wanted you to explain. Elaborate.
But I think what happened is he was trying to get the media away from his old relationship by doing what he did. That was the reason for him to try to avoid the whole media, the headache of what is going on with his family. I don't suggest that was the best way to do things, but I mean, he's a prince. He has no say, like you said. But I think as a prince, you should be able to say something about,
Well, he did.
what
He
you
left.
want for yourself, family-wise, and things like that.
Well, he did. He
That's
left.
the best way to cop out. You gotta fight. But
All right.
That means the easy way. He took the way out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people will now start to blame Meghan as, a bad influence. Oh.
I mean, they're already doing that.
Before Meghan, he never had the balls to do this. Now Meghan is in the picture. Now he feels like he can just...
This is where I will now start to support the millennials when they say we always blame the women, and we do.
Absolutely.
As a generation, unfortunately, we do.
And it
It's
needs
always
to
the
stop.
women's fault. Yeah, I think it's bigger than what we would ever know.
Yeah, it is.
This is the biggest monarchy in the history of mankind, and there are invested interests beyond your opinion, Gen Z and millennials, I'm sorry, right? They would think I'm attacking them. It's okay. Because everything
Just
they get
remember,
defensive.
I'm a millennium, okay?
I am too.
You know, no, you're not, babe.
What am I? What is the
You're
generation before millennials?
Wait. X.
Okay, but if you tell people I'm Generation X, they'll be confused. Like, what is that? A baby boomer?
No, you're not a baby boomer. You're afterwards.
Hey, thanks for having us, man. We're gonna jump into. Hey, we're gonna be on Clubhouse. Are you on iPhone by any chance? You're not iPhone, are you?
iPhone, yeah, I got.
Yeah, iPhone. Okay, join us now. You see in the stories. You just join us on Clubhouse. We'll continue the conversation in 15 minutes on Clubhouse. Because this conversation, there's no way it could be limited to 45 minutes. I have 6 more questions I didn't get through yet with regards to this topic. You know, so I'm sure people will want to chime in.
Right.
I appreciate you having me on your definitely.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, DJ Dan. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Take care.
Thank you. Regards to mommy
Have a good one.
Yep.
and the family.
All right.
Take care.
So maybe Sweet Space, maybe he was looking for a way to be out. So his wife just helped him. Yeah, there's a good chance
Yes.
that happened.
Because
but
I feel
you
it
said
has been-
something that
yeah.
I agree with. It takes a lot of courage.
It does take a lot of courage.
This is not
I
an easy
commend
topic.
him.
This is
Yeah.
not an easy thing. I decide you just do it. No, it's not easy.
It's not
Yeah.
easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
But you were saying?
That's all he has ever known in his life, and it's not easy to take a brave step like that, moving to LA that he's
Yeah.
never lived before. I mean, without security, imagine the amount of attention.
Yeah.
You know, so that
The
was
mobs.
a very, very
Yeah.
brave for him.
Yeah.
But if he's avoiding the media, the media here,
I mean,
but
I think that's a valid thing to be doing. If you're a Prince Harry, avoiding the media. If I was Prince Harry, you would tell me that's a crime if I avoid media.
No, it's not a crime. I'm just saying over here, the media are also obsessed, okay?
Right.
With people like him. So that avoiding media, I don't even know how they're going to do it.
So we were told that Tyler Perry provided security over here because the idea was that they pulled their security from the monarchy. And Tyler Perry was able to provide a house and security for them. So security is a big deal when you're in the public, in that kind of public eye like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the real tough questions that the British are not having yet. Maybe they are, but it's not as loud as we're having it in the USA.
Right.
Is this race situation? You cannot deny that race played a lot in this couple's marriage.
It did.
The issue here is because she is half black.
Right.
And honestly,
So
people...
what would you say about Diane then? Princess Diane. If you say race played
Diane's case, she wasn't a royal. So she was like a normal human
So
being.
what's the common denominator? It wasn't race then?
It wasn't raised then. But it's one of the... Okay, so let me compare Nigeria, for example. In Nigeria, we don't have the case of race, right? But we have tribal issues. We have caste systems, whether we want to agree or not.
What's caste systems?
Is when, rich people believe rich people should marry
Gotcha.
rich people.
Class.
Yeah, class.
Okay.
It's called caste in
okay.
in India.
Okay. Socio-economic class.
Yes.
essentially.
So
Yeah.
you can marry people that are poor. And I think that was the situation with Diane's case.
Right.
Because she was just a normal human being. While, he's Charles is
She's
a prince.
not from royalty. basically,
Exactly. She's
of
not
any
from
type.
royalty. And she's also a free-spirited person. She was not the type of person that you could cage in a box. And I think how that's similar to Meghan right now, she's also the same way.
Right.
She's an independent, free woman. She likes to go about her way. She was an actress before marrying Prince Harry, and they tried to put her in a box. She mentioned that she asked if she could go have lunch with one of her friends.
Yeah.
And they said no.
She's already too exposed.
And she said she hasn't been out in months. So imagine, I can't even imagine myself being told I can't step out to even...
So how does this
get
play
some
out
air.
in regular marriages that are not necessarily royalty, big royalty? How does this play out? This idea of putting your wife, what comes first? Should your wife come before your family? How does this play out in a regular? Because to be frank, That's the whole point of us bringing this up again. People already discussed this 3, 4, 5 weeks ago.
Right.
We always pull this kind of things up because we feel like there's a lesson moment for marriages. How does this play?
For me, I think women, first of all, we have to understand women among our own self. I'm talking to mother-in-law, I'm talking to daughter-in-laws. You have to understand that love is the bone of contention. Okay? Two of you love this one man. Now, a mother who does not know that, oh, my daughter-in-law is not a threat to me.
Right.
Because she overly loves her son.
Well, that's problematic.
And want to be the apple of his eye all the time. That's toxic. Period.
Yeah.
It's toxic behavior.
This is the point where we say, but no.
No, it's toxic.
You don't have to have bad intentions.
Yes.
Before you are toxic.
But people don't have bad intention, by the way.
Yes.
Daughter-in-law don't have bad intention. Mother-in-law don't have the bad intention. But they are both clashing because they have one thing that they love so much.
Precisely because it's toxic.
Yes.
It's eating up the relationship.
They have to learn the balance. You have to know when to step in. You have to know when to say, you know what, let them handle themselves.
Yeah.
You know, the man has to understand he has to make a choice. It's not my place as your wife to make a choice for you.
Yeah, that was going to come up in like the sixth question.
That will be toxic. Okay? If your mother is also the one to make decision for you, that's toxic. So the man needs to be a leader, a true leader. He needs to mature from baby to adulthood.
Because if you can't lead, the women in your life will show up and help you lead, and that's chaos.
They will help you to lead, and that will be toxic.
That's typically chaos.
Because now they're operating
for a typical woman, that's chaos. Yes.
Yeah, because she'll be operating in a masculine energy.
Chaos.
So
war.
It still falls back on the man to be able to do the job. Know when to. No one is asking you to cut off your husband, your family, but know that this is a woman you've chosen to now have children with. What are you trying to hand down to your kids?
Yeah. Also know that in love and war, all is fair.
All is fair.
There will be crisis that will present itself, and that decision is going to be the toughest thing for you to make.
Right.
And that's precisely the point. You will be tested.
You will be tested. Though.
It's easy to throw dictionary meanings at stuff. It's easy to come up with common sense with these things. What we think is common sense. Your common sense goes right out the window when you're presented with a crisis where you're gonna find this useful. So when we say your spouse, your wife, your partner, your husband should always come first, we're gonna say that because we're gonna round this up and go to Clubhouse in about 20 minutes.
Right.
We'll round this up in about 5 minutes. When we say that, we're not saying that out of our ass. Like most people, right? We're not saying that. We're saying that from experience. We're saying that precisely with respect, with reference pointing at when crisis presents itself. Especially as a man, that decision is going to be one of the toughest things that you ever have to make in your life because this is mommy and this is wife, right?
Yes.
And when it presents itself, like Jenna said earlier, much wisdom.
Hey, it's needed.
Not wisdom, because everybody thinks they have wisdom. Much wisdom
will be needed. You are such a shady dude.
Bro, they think they know words. They would start pulling out dictionary in a second, right? But at the end of the day, the best people to talk to are people with reference, frame of reference, to pain. Okay? Even going through the school and learning the theory is not enough, I found.
Yeah.
You have to have been tested, just like Diamond would have gone through pressure. But you're in a better position when you're at least open to the possibility that maybe you don't know shit. Like I still don't know shit. Yeah. Right. It's your better position because you will have listening ears. You will be open to maybe there's something I should learn, which you should always be. Yeah. Which you should always be.
I mean, for us, I'm constantly learning. I have boys. Someone have a lot of daughter-in-laws. Okay.
Well, that's kind of natural for you, for your personality. My personality is not natural for me to be in learning. I have to be self-aware. I have to go through school of hard knocks to learn that it's not about talking. Yeah. And one thing I would tell the younger generation right now, okay, especially the millennials. Gen Z will figure this out because they will realize by the time it gets to them that shit's not going to work. Just talking and arguing is not going to work, right? I need to learn how to listen. Every study of life said that. Science said that. Science is about continue to listen over and over, like perpetually, right? And that's why technology is beautiful, because if I release a software today, that's not the end of it. Another version is going to be released in 3 months' time because we listened. There's a new feature that we improved. We continue to listen. We take surveys.
You have to keep improving.
We take reviews.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? It's similar in relationship, except that it's about 10 times harder because emotions are involved, right?
And that's why you're comfortable. You don't feel like you have to do any work. And then you wonder why your spouse is like, right. I'm fed up, So you have to be aware. You have to keep learning,
So I said it's easier for her. You see how I just got her off? See, I'm rude. I said it's easier for her, right? But that can also create a blind spot because she bottles things in.
Yep.
So it's not about knowing it all. You will fail if you think you know things all. I guarantee you will struggle in life. For me, that I'm a talkative, it's negative. It creates a blind spot. I don't know when a person is already shutting down. I'm naturally, not now, hopefully by the grace of God. Right? Right? I'm naturally not paying attention when I'm talking so much to when the person is already shutting down. They're no longer listening to me. I just love hearing my own voice. There are a lot of people like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So there's no one size fits all.
That's true.
There's no, I'm immune against this. No, as long as you value some sort of relationship or you need validation, which is people that talk a lot, validation is what they're looking for, right? As long as you need those things, which is not a crime, it's just what it is. We come with different temperament.
We do.
But you need to be self-aware so you can know where you could potentially miss it. Those are usually in the blind spot. You know? So back to the topic, should your wife come before your family? One of the questions I was going to ask is that, is wife family too? Wait. Is your mother family? Because your mother at least was a wife, if not still a wife.
And
is she family? So where's the question coming from? These are some of the conversations we're going to carry on inside of Clubhouse. So if you're on an iPhone, you go in our story on Instagram at Lola OLA, and you will see a story where you can swipe up and join the conversation. In that room, we just want to hear your take. We're done with our own lectures here right now.
Hopefully we just not so long and boring lecture.
Right, but because these things are complicated and complex, we have complex brains. People will have questions. People are right now getting defensive in their mind. Like, but wait, what? But what if all this 999 what ifs will come up with this topic? So we will continue that conversation where you can come on stage and we're probably going to end up with about 15, 17 people. We will have the conversation and then your voice will be heard. And then we can also get some insight because we're still continuing to learn this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's about relationship and marriages. Yes. We
covered
did
everything.
We're just talking about spouse versus family.
Yeah. So the verdict for us now, maybe we'll learn something different 1 hour, 2 hours from now, is that the husband always come first. What about the children? If you have to, if you find yourself in a tough situation and your children have to compete with your spouse, partner, who should come first?
Your spouse comes before your
Trigger alert. Trigger alert. Okay.
What?
Trigger alert.
Your spouse comes before your children. They do.
Why?
You met your spouse before you met your children. I know it's very natural, especially for us mothers.
What about somebody that tells you that, but your wife could leave you, your husband could leave you? Why would you pick your wife and your husband before your children?
Your wife could leave you, your husband could leave you?
Yeah, that's fact.
Wait till they leave you now.
Oh,
why are you predicting that? Why are you with someone that you know could leave you? If you know they could leave you, you won't be in a relationship with them. I think it's toxic to think that way, actually.
Well, to round off this session, I'll say this. If this is your outlook on your relationship, that they could leave you, there's a good chance you will attract that.
Yeah,
there's a higher chance. If everything else were equal, of course, there are other factors, right?
Right.
But there's a good chance you will attract exactly what you fear the most. But the other reason is you're not exactly picking your spouse. You're picking
Over
the
your children.
union
Yeah.
over the children. Because if there's a divide in the union
The children will
already,
be affected.
the children will be affected negatively
They
too.
will even suffer more. Self.
And again, this is where tough decisions comes up, and you have to make tough decisions, and it's not going to be simple like pulling out of your ass. What do you call it? Theories. There's going to be a real situation that will present itself, right? God will preserve your life so you can experience this, and then in that point in time, you have to decide between picking the union or picking my children. And there's something called downstream effect. Right? In anything in life, when you pick one before the other benefits from it. And if you pick one before the other will suffer from it. Mm-hmm. If you haven't thought that through, and your thing is because there was a room yesterday on that whole children thing, and people went crazy mad. But I understand if you don't have context, it's hard to comprehend.
Misunderstand
And that's not a crime. That's okay too.
All right.
We're just gonna wait until that time. And then hopefully you heard this, and then you'll be able to apply it at that point in time, at least to adjust, finding the balance.
You're right. Balance is key in everything.
Balance is key.
Balance is key.
Yeah.
You can't have extremes.
Yep.
It will backfire.
Awesome. So join us on Clubhouse in about 15 minutes. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Guys.
Share, like, subscribe to everything, and then we'll see you. We'll be back on those platforms same time. We're not coming back until April 3rd. We have some special program, music stuff going on next week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
You have music stuff going on next week.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you,
That'll be
Facebook,
fun.
YouTube. See y'all later.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.